Hello and welcome to Student Cooking. I'm John Joyce. This week we're going to be learning how to cook steak in the rather confined area of a student flat. Cooking steak is relatively simple. You just need the frying pan, the hob and some oil, and then you're ready to sear it. Of course, this is assuming that you're a tasteless troglodyte who doesn't season their meat. So today we're going to be learning how to season the steak so it's perfect every single time. Of course, the most important thing you'll need is the meat. Here I've got the Co-op British rump steak, which has been matured for 14 days. There's a deal with this that you can get 2 for £7 or 3 for £10. This is a scam because you live alone and you always will. Around about now you're going to realise that you've got to grab a plate to actually put the steak onto so you can season it. Then you're going to take the next few seconds to actually try and get a plate down and just completely fail.
Oh shit.
Jesus Christ. So now you're going to fiddle with your steak a little bit until it gets to around about room temperature. Then we're going to have our first ingredient for our seasoning, which is salt. So we're just going to spread a little bit of salt on there, evenly, flip it over, add a little bit more salt, evenly, remember, and give it another flip into its original position. Then you can close the salt and leave it to one side because that's all you need for now. And next up in our seasoning is going to be pepper. So we've got some whole black peppercorns here, which we are going to freshly crack over our steak because we're fancy up in this bitch. So once we've got a lid on that side, I'm going to give it a flip, and then add a little more. And then a little bit too much, it's going to taste like pepper now, bollocks. Get some more flavour up in here with some garlic granules, which looks so appetizing. I mean, ooh, looks like sand. But they do taste nice, so we're just going to get a pinch of those, give it a little bit of a spread around, give it a flip, some more granules, and we're chill. And now it's time for my personal secret ingredient, paprika. Wait, that's not very secret now. Bollocks. So now that we have our paprika, we're going to spread it on our steak. It can kind of clump up sometimes, which is why, as you can see, it's not coming out properly. So I kind of shake it to the sound of my music, which was a bad idea because now it's all clumpy still. Anyway, so we're going to spread it on that side as well, and then we're going to give it a rub. We're going to do this with our spices because, as you know, all teenage boys, when left alone, need to rub their meat. Please laugh. So now we're actually going to sear the steak. What we're going to need is some oil. So I've personally chosen vegetable oil because it's the only one that I have. What I usually do is I put butter in because it tastes nicer, but there's also the problem that it can burn. And I've already had people up here once to warn me because I was making some cookies, it burnt, it's no big deal. So instead of lovely butter, we're going to have vegetable oil, which we're going to pour a little bit in for it. And just a little bit more, and that's too much. I put too much in, bollocks. So now what you're going to do is actually turn the hob on, which for some reason you're incapable of doing, so let's speed it up. And a little bit more. There we go. Now what you see here in my kitchen is just a complete array of stupid fire hazards. I have no idea why I've got all of these in the same area. It's kind of a small area, and also this napkin that I forgot that I had. And now it's just going to be a matter of waiting for the oil to actually heat up properly. Start the chipmunk sounds. And then, because you're an impatient idiot, you're going to do something very, 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 very stupid. You're going to open up the oil bottle again, and you're going to add more. Why the hell did I do that? So now you're going to just put it in, see what happens. I mean, nothing can go wrong, right? I'm gonna grab some paprika, add a little bit more, and then do something very stupid again, and rub it in with your hands.
That was unsafe to not do that.
Oh, well, at least it's partly self-aware. Now what you're going to do is take out your tongs. Snip, snap. You're going to use these to flip over your steak. Lovely. So, there are some people who say that you should do one and then the other, but personally I go for flip, 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 and the other. You keep on flipping, because that's a lot better. But
You don't know what you're doing. And if you hit the risk of doing it only once on the side, and then you get a bunch of fucking oil, there's too much oil, there's too much oil. Oh, for fuck's sake!
right, so once you've apologised to the landlord, you can actually try and eat some of this steak. You don't have a steak knife because you're an idiot, so you're just going to have to get through it. But luckily, it's rather tender, very nicely seasoned. Give it a taste, and beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's succulent, it's moist, it's tender, it's all kinds of good. So now you're going to take out your sides that you forgot to mention that you had. A little bit of potato wedges, I believe, from Aunt Bessie's. So then you're going to take out the rest of the steak that you have, put it down, and have a good little taste of your finished meal.
Do something. That is fucking boiling hot.
You're going to have a nice sit down, grab your plate.
Ow, fuck.
You forgot was still boiling hot.
Plate, still hot.
There you go, nice one. And a nice eat of your lovely home-cooked meal. So, there you go. You know how to season a steak, you know how to sear a steak, and how to get an official warning from your landlord. That's pretty much everything, I believe. So, until next time, stay spicy. That's a terrible sign-off message, why would I put that?